Raising Unicorns.
Harmon Brothers.
Stay tuned after this episode for a brief message.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Raising Unicorns. This is the fourth episode where the guest has sat on the side that I usually sit on. It's really thrown me off. Ryan's been on the podcast before, but he's never been on this particular segment, which is called Show
and Sell.
Show and Sell.
This is mine. Dude wipes. A lot of people have heard of dude wipes.
Extra large dude wipes.
Well, if you've seen my hips.
My question is, do they sell any other size besides extra large?
That's actually a good question.
I think they don't. I think that's a marketing gimmick where it's like, you want extra large dude wipes for extra gross poop? We got you covered.
Yeah, well, the extra large appealed to me. I don't remember the first time I heard of them. I kind of just remember people having spoken about them.
Right.
I am a tiny bit of a clean freak and a little bit of a germaphobe.
Can confirm.
So this seemed very appealing to me.
Can I ask a question on these?
Yes.
Are these genuinely flushable? Because I've heard mixed things about some of them.
I've never had an issue. I flush them every day.
So why do you love them?
I just feel so much more clean as opposed after I evacuate everything, as opposed to just using regular toilet paper. I don't have a bidet. I will probably get one. I live with a couple friends, and so eventually I'll probably, when I move into my own place, have a bidet, because when I went to Japan a few months ago, every toilet had a bidet, and it was amazing.
It's true.
The Japanese are so much more ahead of us in so many ways, and that's one of them. Anyway, so yeah, I feel so much better after I use these.
Because let's be honest, toilet paper, it doesn't do the full job.
No way. How would it?
How would it? It's
You've
dry.
seen those demos, right? With
if there's chocolate that something smears on it and you try and wipe it, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You're gonna be drawing blood before you get all that off.
Yes.
That's what I've heard.
Okay. Anyway, I've got 3 different concepts. I don't know if you want to hear all of them.
I do. I want to lay them on me.
Okay. I'm going to go kind of fast. Okay. The first one I call a blindfold test. We start close up on a guy in a blindfold. He's smelling something, but we can't quite see it.
Oh my God.
You know where this is going.
I wish this was a real client pitch and you started off with that. But we can't quite see what he's smelling. What do you know?
Okay. So he's smelling something. We can't quite see it. So he's like, I can't quite tell what it is. Smells nice though. Roses? Then we hear someone else off screen say, nope. And then the guesser says, am I picking up on some aloe? The other guy, you are. Then we cut to a wide shot to reveal that the other guy has his bare butt pointing right at the blindfolded guy's face. A voiceover comes on to say, with dude wipes, your butthole will smell so fresh, no one would ever guess. The guesser continues guessing, is it an air freshener? And then the other guy goes, keep guessing. Anyway, that's kind of the
closer. Oh my gosh, that is so upsetting. That's amazing.
That's the first one.
That feels I love it because it feels like that one idea that you and I came up with for nut huggers, hug your nuts, where it's the reveal of
oh yeah,
he's hugging his own nuts, but it's
well, that's your concept, yeah.
I thought we came up with it together.
No, I think you came up with that.
Oh, well, I retract that. I wanted to only bring it up if it was. I thought Ryan and I came with it together.
I developed it.
Yeah. Okay, maybe that was what it was. But I think I love those reveals, dude. Especially in short form stuff. And that's such an upsetting visual to think about. I don't even know if Facebook would allow it, but
probably not.
It's very funny.
Unless you just don't show the butt at all. And so the guy that's mooning him, his face is the camera. And we never show the reverse and show the actual butt. Or you pixelate it out or something.
What if you did it as a total silhouette against a colored screen? You know what I mean? So it's just
that's
the outline.
A good idea. Austin Powers.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. This next one is called Dog's 2 Cents. A dog speaks to us as he goes around smelling different people's butts at a barbecue. Ugh, this guy's butt is great. I can smell what he had for breakfast in the morning, which I really appreciate in a butt. So he's like kind of reviewing everybody's butts, and he's just, and he goes over and smells another guy's butt. Another winner. What really stands out here is the blend of swassiness. Lots of great character here. I could honestly smell it all day. But all these butts aren't gonna sniff themselves. So he prances over to the next guy, and he sniffs his butt. And then quickly pulls his head back in disgust. Ew, what is that? Chamomile? Aloe? Minty goodness? Not my favorite. Maybe his crotch will smell more interesting. Sniffs his crotch. Ugh, same fresh, boring smell. Another dog comes up and says, yeah, I wouldn't waste your time with that guy. He uses dude wipes. Wipes that keep your butt and other dude regions clean and fresh. Boring. So anyway, yeah, it's kind of a review. And then I was like, I don't know if this is like the same video or same concept but different creatures, but you could maybe have like some flies being interviewed about like what they think of like different butts. And so they give their 2 cents. And so like one fly says, when it comes to dude wipes, they don't fly with us. I don't get what all the buzz is about.
Oh, I love them.
Okay.
So I think the dog one would be so fun to execute on. Like, I think it'd be like it would be such a fun campaign.
Okay. I've got one more concept if we have time.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Okay, so you know those videos where dads shave off their beards and then their kids freak out because they don't recognize them? Mm-hmm. Okay, this is another dog concept. So think that, but dogs smelling their owners' butts. And so you have a guy come in and we hear the dog, like his dog's inner voice. Oh, I think that's my master. As is customary, I'm going to go sniff his butt and make sure. The dog goes over, smells his master's butt, and then jumps back. It's like, oh, imposter! My master's butt always smells way worse than that. What have you done with him? And then the owner's like, it's me. It's still me, boy. I just used dude wipes after I took a big dookie. Now my butt crack is fresh and clean. The dog refuses to believe him and starts whimpering and crying, keeping its distance. And the owner's like, boy, it's just me, a new fresh me. The dog howls like a mournful howl.
I love it.
Thanks. Yeah, it's not as strong as the other two.
Can I pitch something on it? By the way, this is part of pitch. Something on it.
I was just thinking of poop.
I wonder if you could have the dog just be like suspicious of him the whole time, and he's like, "Why are you acting so weird?" And he's like, "Why are you acting so weird?" And like he like follows him throughout the day, like being super suspicious of him until he finds him in the bathroom wiping with dude wipes, and he's like, "That's it. That's the difference. Why are you wiping away all the goodness?
All that wasted scent.
All that wasted scent."
The identifiers.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
This is my product that I love. Hold on.
Shane said this is his product that he loves.
This is my product that I brought today that I love so much. This is a jet boil. So back in another life when I didn't have kids, I camped a lot. Now my weekends are filled with soccer tournaments and flag football, which is still great. But I don't need this when I'm watching flag football. I mean, I guess I could. Why I love this is there's a million different camp stoves. There's like a million and one that you can buy. Now you can buy a billion cheap ones off Amazon that are all from like, Chinese manufacturers for super cheap. But this one is my favorite, and I've had several over the years. I used to backpack a lot, and I went through probably like 5 or 6 different stoves over the years. A lot of times because they broke or they like really underperformed. So the reason why I like this is this has a couple different things. Like the actual like cooking like container is built in with this thing that has, it's called like a heat dispersion, like basically a heat sink. So there's all these little fins in here that basically make it so the flame that comes out of this guy right here is dispersed evenly across the whole thing. And so it does 2 things. It generates thermal efficiency and warming up your water as fast as possible. Or when you're not cooking on it, you can use it for this technology also makes it so when you're cooking on like a pan, it also makes it so it disperses the heat really evenly across the pan. Whereas a lot of the other ones, there's one called like an MSR rocket, which is it's basically a one flame, like one nozzle thing that's just crazy hot. And it does granted heat up like your water about as fast as a jet boil, maybe even a little bit faster. But if you cook anything else in it, it's just gonna burn the crap out of it. It's just like a super hot spot in the middle. And there's actually, I'll explain part of the concept actually is based on something that did happen camping. And it packs down super, super tiny because you can kind of take this whole thing apart. This is actually quite a big gas canister compared to the normal ones I take. It's usually about half the size and it actually will fit inside the canister with the actual stove part. But I couldn't find that one. But it all packs down super easy. The lid also has like a strainer feature over here. So if you cook noodles, you can like strain the noodles right out.
Oh, cool.
It also has
I'm sold.
Yeah.
Because I love noodles.
Oh yeah, dude, noodles camping is the best.
Oh yeah.
And it also has like a sipping like spout right here.
Oh.
So if you're like doing hot cocoa or something, like a lot of people just use this as their bowl. And when they're backpacking, so they don't have to backpack something else that weighs heavy, right?
That's cool.
So anyway,
like that.
it all packs down to like this super tiny compact thing. And like a lot of people are like, this is my whole, whatever I can fit in here with the gas, like is basically my whole kitchen setup with like a spoon.
That's amazing.
So
What's the price point on that?
it's definitely more expensive, but it's on par with a lot of the other like nice ones you'd see at like REI, like like MSR stoves or something like that. So, okay, I'll get into my concepts. Okay, this one is called "Where You Packing."
Wait, can you start over?
So this one I titled "What Are You Packing?" So when you've packed in 6 miles through canyons, this is a jump cut sequence of this: canyons, water, rain, wind, baking heat, and the last thing you want to do is wait another extra 10 minutes to eat. Jump cut sequence of the jet boil being set up, filled with water, lit, boiling water, making a delicious looking udon noodle dish, pouring it into a backpacking bowl. We do a push shot into the backpacker, taking a first bite, and like as he takes it, a bite's just like, oh my gosh. And then the graphic appears above his head, 3-star Michelin taste. So I don't know if you guys have heard this. This is like a thing in backpacking, like because you're backpacking, you're tired, you're exhausted, everything tastes 100 times better, right? I don't know if you experienced that.
Well,
right?
just in general, and with camping, when I'm out camping, it's like
Everything tastes better.
Everything tastes better.
Backpacking, it's even more so because you're more tired and everything is
I believe it.
in between meals. So we cut back over to one of the backpackers at the MSR gas pump stove. It's still warming up. They look very cold, hungry, and pissed off. We cut over to a backpacker with a rocket stove. That's the stove I was telling you about before. It's just one giant flame, just giant rocket flame blasting this pan. Says, no way, man. My rocket stove can boil in seconds. See, look. And then we whip back over and we show that there's, we went out to reveal that there's a ton of smoke, and he goes and runs off and pulls the pan off of, and he holds it up, and there's literally a hole in the middle of the pan where it's melted the metal and it's red hot.
And that's happened to you.
It happened to me. It happened to another guy who left his stove on, forgot about it.
Oh my gosh.
Boiled all the water out and melted the stove, the actual like bottom of his pan. Red hot, literally. So yeah, it's glowing red hot. Still, can your stove turn pans into red hot steel? No, but this curry sure does taste great. Or these udon noodles sure do taste great. And nothing like melted steel. Don't worry, I've got you covered. Another jump cut sequence of him making 2 more servings of udon noodles really fast, really quick jump cut style, and handing over steaming bowls to the other 2 backpackers. And then as they like take a kind of a bite full of it, this sense of relief. So if you want the fastest meal possible without the drawbacks, and then after everything, everyone's already eaten, you see the guy who had the MSR stove go back over and check on the stove. He's like, hey, it's finally boiling. And everyone's like zipping up into their sleeping bags. If you want all the best stuff without the drawbacks, get your jet boil today.
Nice. That's fun.
So that's the first one.
I like that.
Okay, this next one I call Chef. When you're backpacking or camping, everything tastes a little bit better than everyday life. Cut to guys eating old style saltines. Holy, this tastes like the nectar of the gods. One of the guy who's eating it, and then the other guy who's got his mouth full is like, and like just coughs a big cloud of dust. So good. But imagine if you could cook like you do at home while backpacking. Cut to a backpacker pulling out all the things you would actually bring backpacking with So these are actual practical things. I thought about doing like really complex like chef stuff, like, like Gordon Ramsay style, but I was like, no, I'm going to make this realistic to something that it would actually pack. It's actually weight efficient. So pulls out dehydrated eggs, salts them, warms up the tortillas. He had some pre-cooked bacon bits. He warms back up, sliced jalapenos and green onions for the perfect breakfast burrito in the morning light of a beautiful sunrise in the mountains. The two other backpackers that we just saw eating the saltines look over in dismay. What the freak? One of them has their mouth open. Oh, yeah. One has their mouth open, and the other is purely salivating in sadness. He says, how do I get that? Oh, all you need is a camp stove that can boil water in record time, allow you to grill, saute, or fry things with precision of your home stove. Oh, is that all? Says the saltine guy number 1. Cut back to the camp chef, now wearing a chef hat, but still in hiking gear. I mean, guys, it's not that hard. Shows grilling some steak seasoning and plating, grilling some steak and some asparagus and plating it on this beautiful china. And then it cuts back to the saltine guys. You packed all that in? Every time the saltine guys are talking, their mouth is just completely full of saltines. He's like, no, guys, we're car camping. Ellison, like, it goes from a close up to like this wide shot of where they're car camping. They have a little bit more of a setup. And then he's like, what the freak? And then the saltine guys, car camping, we have our giant 40-pound cast iron flat iron grill. Why would we need this backpacking stove when we have a car camping stove? It cuts to them setting up the legs. This is like a camp chef, like giant monster with like the 10,000 BTU burner where they're having to lug it out of the car. They're putting up the legs are like cast iron. They're heavy. They have to have a huge propane tank that comes with them. They're like, duh. And then Jet Boy guy says, great point, guys. As he says this, he quickly packs down his jet boil in his plates and pots into this tiny little container, which is a fraction of the size of just their stove alone, let alone all their cookware. And then the continuation there of like, great point, guys. I don't know what I was thinking, and then just tosses it back in the car really quickly. Cut back to a time lapse of them cooking and cleaning and tearing down their giant stove, while in real time we see the camp chef in the foreground in a hammock, lazily kind of eating his delicious noodle dish, watching them work. Jet boil, for those that have better things to do than cook all afternoon. And then like it cuts back to him, and he's like asleep, like enjoying the nature in this hammock. So,
Nice. That's fun. I like it.
So yeah, that's my pitches. So Ryan,
Nice.
I would say I'm going to give you a rating. I'm going to give Dude Wipes a try again. I give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay. Well, I don't want you to beat me, so I'd probably give you like a 1.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
No, this is cool. I mean, no! I like that product. I don't do a lot of camping anymore, but I used to. I don't really like to hike that much, but my girlfriend knows that you could trick me into it. You just have to call it something else. You're like, hey, do you want to go look for rattlesnakes? I'm like, oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
She's like, great. I'm like, it's not hiking, right? She's like, oh, no.
No, we just have to walk to the rattlesnakes.
I'm like, okay.
I'm in.
Yeah. No, those
Cool.
are good. I think I really liked both the concepts. I think the first one I liked a little better because it was, I feel like you had the visuals nailed a little more.
Yeah, I think I had a little bit more time on that one.
You probably have more time on that one. Yeah, as you could probably tell, my last couple concepts were not as fleshed out.
One more poop pun. There's so many. Till next time. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you for watching Raising Unicorns!
Subscribe now.
Hey everyone, Keith here. We have some exciting developments for season 5 of the podcast. And so, I'm going to ask you the same question I was asking myself before skydiving. Are you ready? This season, we're going to go more inside baseball with our podcast than ever before, but no literal baseball. That means we're not going to have an organized schedule for episode releases, but the contents of the podcast are going to be juicier. I'm talking Watergate juicy. I'm talking Monica and Chandler are secretly dating juicy. I'm talking ribs from Texas Roadhouse juicy. That being said, if you'd still like to send in questions to inform our episode topics, please continue sending those in. Fan mail, love letters, and severed doll heads addressed to Shane are also still being accepted. We're excited to share season 5 with you guys, and we'll see you on the next one.